Hey, Guitar Dudes and Dudettes, thanks for checking out the video. It's part 2 of the upgrades to my Mexican Telecaster here. This is a 2015 standard. I've already switched out the tuners for some of the Fender locking tuners. That went pretty easy. If you want to check that out, there'll be a little card up there to send you to that video. But today we're going to try to replace the bridge with a more vintage bridge and get the pick guard off here and put some new pickups in. I've got a little bit of warp that's developed in my pick guard. We're going to flatten that out too. So let's get to it. Okay, first things first, let's go ahead and get this pick guard off of here. So got the appropriate size screwdriver, and I'm going to try to be careful so I don't slip and gouge my nice candy apple red sparkly finish here. That's kind of the reason you'll see this masking tape there. I go to pull that control cavity off. I want to make sure I can kind of lay it over and not hurt anything. And I did not notice any warp in my pick guard when I first opened the guitar, got it out and started playing it. It probably was there and I just didn't notice it, but it's developed a warp anyway. And thankfully, Know Your Gear, Philip McKnight, has a video on how to fix your Fender warped pickguard, and I'm going to use his technique. It involves using a piece of glass and probably a piece of like a casserole dish and some weight and a heat gun, and I've got all those tools available to me. You can also do it in your oven. I'll send you over to that video if you need to learn how to do that rather than showing you how. But there'll be a link down below, or I'll put in a card up here so you can go find it if you need to flatten out a pick guard. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, there's where my masking tape's for. Alright, we've got all the screws off. My pick guard is loosened. I can't take it all the way off until I take this pickup out, but it's top loaded anyway, so that'll be easy enough. But before I do that, I want to take a measurement on the pickup height. And I saw this online. I'm not sure whose channel it was on, but whoever it was, I'm still on your idea. So you get you like an index card and a pen or a pencil, and you just kind of draw yourself a line across it, and that'll give you a pretty good reference point when we install the new pickup about how high it should be. So on this side I'll write neck. And then over here I'll do the same thing. And I'm probably blocking you out, but you get the idea. I'm just drawing a line here on this card, and it's just going to be a quick reference point. And we can kind of use that to get our pickups set back to the close height, and then we'll adjust them from there. Alright, so next thing is I'll get this off, and fortunately in order to take this bridge off I got to take some of the saddles out. I'm probably going to measure these too just to get the heights on them so that make setting up the new bridge a little bit easier. We'll come back with that. Okay, we got the pick guard off and we got the old bridge off. Wasn't as difficult as I thought. I only had to take out a couple of the saddles and then I could spread the other ones out to get to the four mounting screws that hold it down to the body right here, and so that was easy peasy. One thing you want to know, this mount on the right hand side, for the pickup, and the surgical tubing is your height adjustment spacer rather than a spring. So all of this goes underneath the base plate of your bridge, and this is your ground, and really wired up easy here because my ground coming off the pickup is just going to attach right to that thing, and then I'll just have to deal with the yellow wire over here on the switch. So it's going to make installation of the new pickup super easy. Same back here with the neck pickup. The ground wire is just going to attach right here, and then I'll just follow this white wire. Actually, it terminates right there. So just 2 little places to solder there, 2 little places to solder here, and it'll be fairly easy. So we're going to go in with the new Wilkinson bridge. This is the BT 005. They call this one the no logo with cutouts. So it has no Wilkinson logo on here, which I liked since I was trying to stay off Fender parts, but that wasn't possible. The Pro bridge would not mount here, so had to go with an alternate idea for the bridge, but I did want to go with something vintage with the brass compensated style saddles, and that's going to fit perfectly on here. So, and since the pickup actually attaches to the bottom of the bridge, I'll go ahead and get myself all set up with the new pickups on this one before I go to install it, and then I'll just have that ground wire to mess with when I install it all as one piece. And this one, the holes to mount it on are easily positioned, so it'll just be a matter of setting it up. And I took measurements on the old bridge before I took it out. I got all the saddle heights across, and you know, that'll give me a starting point anyway. So, all right, let's get on to putting in this pickup in this bridge, and then we can get the bridge installed. But first thing I got to do is bust up a couple of solder joints here and get these old pickups out. So that's next. Okay, I got it. All right, so before I button up here and get this bridge installed, I wanted to show you I cheated. I totally cheated. So the yellow wire that was coming off the switch here was going to the bridge pickup before. The new bridge pickup has red hot wire. So rather than mess around with soldering here on the switch, I just cut it off up here a little bit, spliced the two together, soldered it, covered it up with shrink wrap there, so it's all safe and you know, protected, shielded. And I'm going to do the exact same thing with the neck pickup. So just makes life a little bit easier. I don't have to mess with that factory solder joint there. There's no point. It's easy just to wire the two together, solder them, throw a little thing on there, melt it with a heat gun, and you're good to go. By the way, I got my pick guard all flattened all out. Phil's technique works perfect, so go check that out in the description down below if you need to flatten out a pick guard. Okay, now let's button this up and move on to getting the neck pickup in. Okay, I'm excited. My new bridge is gonna work. This is what I wish I had, one of those little portable electric screwdrivers. I'm using the same screws that came out of the same holes. The new bridge came with its own screws, but I'm gonna use the ones that are already in the guitar. Come on, sit down in there. Sit down in there. We're not bolting together a bridge here, so these are wood screws into wood, into alder in this case. They don't need to be super over tight. And we got a new bridge, yay. Oh yeah, that's gonna work perfect. Got my fingerprints all over it now, but, and I'm gonna have to do a little adjusting here. That's okay. All right. Looks good. All right, good deal. Okay, now let's get the neck pickup and the pick guard back on this thing. We're getting close now.